People who have cheated on their partner, what was the reason? I think my husband kind of did that long before me. I was always very weary of cheaters. I was definitely of the mindset, a cheater will always cheat if nothing else when it gets hard. I met my husband and we were friends for a while before we ever casually hooked up, then eventually dated. At some point when we got comfortable, long before we were married, we got into heavier topics and he told me he had cheated one time when he was in a 3-year relationship. It was essentially revenge cheating. They had both have a super fucked up home life. I got him into therapy for that, which he's been in for years now, and they decided enough was enough and ran away together to the other side of the country. But she, and he too, had a lot of issues to unpack, and I think with her probably some bipolar issues. Basically he found messages that she had been messaging multiple guys and cheated on him with at least one of them in their apartment. So he got super drunk at a bar and invited a girl back to their place knowing she would find him and her. He was very upfront about it. He explained how toxic their relationship had been, and how drunkenly and seemed like it just revenge, but that honestly it just sucked overall. He didn't know the girl at all, it was obviously a huge scene, it didn't make him feel better, and it caused them both to have to move out suddenly where in hindsight he could have just looked for a new place while breaking up and moving out. Despite his honesty I was still wary for a long time. And we did have an issue once where I caught him looking through my phone because that was how he caught her. TBH, we almost broke up. If I was an outlooker at the time I would have told myself to break up with him because no matter the reasons, it wasn't okay for him to do that when I had never ever done anything to give him a reason to think I would cheat. And because personally I'm not the type to cheat. Sex has always been something I only want from the person I love. I was never one for even one-night stands. Actually my husband was the only casual fling I'd ever had, and the only reason that happened was because we were both in a period of heavy drinking and feeling lonely. But over time we realized we were similar people with similar values. I think me and my husband's relationship is one of very few examples where people pick themselves up and work their shit out and just happen to be with someone who is the right person for them, but where both parties were actually willing to do the work to better themselves for each other, with each other. He went to rehab and I quit drinking. We honestly went through a toxic phase that I would not have recommended either party to stay through. We did come out the other side healthier people and basically realized that we actually still really liked each other and were able to get over toxic things we had said when drinking. We've now been married 5 years, are not alcoholics but can actually drink like occasionally in healthy ways without drinking too much or too often, have a young child and are trying for another. But I don't like to use my marriage of an example to stick it out and make it work. We were just honestly extremely lucky to have met each other and be able to rise from toxicity to better ourselves and become adults. I would say 99% of relationships that look like ours, with our backgrounds, would never go that way. And if I saw someone in his or my position at the beginning or middle of our early relationship, I would still advise them to leave and work on themselves and then find a partner after. The simple version, I was affection and attention starved in a 20-year relationship, it was not going to change, it had been going on for years. I had an inadvertent emotional affair, I got caught. I never touched the girl. Cannot say it would not have happened eventually, I was that unhappy. By the time friendly conversation with the girl at the neighborhood corner store turned to emotional support between two unhappy people, and I exchanged numbers, I knew I was cheating. The attention felt so good after so many years in a relationship that had not provided it. There are many details, none justify what I did. I blew up an unhappy relationship that had no hope of changing, for some conversation that had started to border on the if I was not with her talk. I never cheated on a woman in my life before this, but it felt good to be desired. I was caught before I had any further chance to be tested how bad the cheating would be. We tried to heal after I was caught. It did not work, I and my girl had waited too long to try and care anymore. It's been 2 years now, I miss them dearly. Everyone hates me now. I wish my ex had never signed up for Facebook in 2008. It is the true point it all started to go bad for us. 9 years later we were through. Tried for 4 more years, it was too far gone, we didn't love each other anymore. Judge me, you have no idea what will make a man who never in his life believed in or thought he would cheat do what I did. You don't have enough details.